Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm creating a logo and product packaging for a makeup brand called Glaze. So I'm going to begin this by starting with a brand strategy, and I think this is so important for any branding project, so you know the brand values that you want to portray through the logo and visual identity, as well as a target audience so you know exactly who you're designing for. So I think it's really important to begin any branding project with this step. So once I've wrapped up the brand strategy, I then go in with the research and gathering some inspiration. So I like to look on places like Pinterest or Behance, and I usually do this quite in a chill environment. So I could just be chilling on the sofa or in bed. And then once I've got the inspiration, I go into my computer, I get a little bit more inspiration if I need to, and then I put it all together in a mood board and really get a feel for what I'm going to be designing. So the next step for me is kind of sketching out the ideas in my head, and by no means am I a good drawer. These are just to get my ideas out and have something to work with by the time I go in to Illustrator and start manipulating the text. So I get all my ideas out there. Some of them are terrible, but it's just good to kind of brainstorm visually. So I usually just sketch everything out. I like to do this with my iPad just because it's very easy when like filling things in and erasing things, and also less paper. So once I'm done with the sketches and I have a rough idea of what I'm going to design, I then go into Adobe Illustrator and start manipulating my text. So this is a very fun process. It can be a little bit frustrating to get everything how I want it, but here I really love the eraser tool, the pencil tool, and right now I'm using the smoothing tool just to smooth out those edges after I've erased them. This is one of my favorite tools. Is really useful. So yeah, I kind of mix between these tools. I've been loving the pencil tool over the pen tool recently, in conjunction with the smoothing tool like I just said. But yeah, it's completely personal choice what tools you like to use. These are just the ones that I've been loving recently. So once I've done the logo design, then I go in and figure out what font I'm going to be using for the logo. And I've opted for a very clean sans serif font here. I think it complements the logo very nicely, and we are going for a minimalistic kind of design, so I think this works really well. I'm also just writing out the product name because I'm going to be using a different font for that. So I'm choosing the right font that will complement both of those things very nicely. And this is the font that I ended up with. So now I am starting on the packaging design, and what you see here is called a die line, which is what you design in and usually given by your clients. So you have to design within these outlines for the packaging, and then you send that off to the printer and they will get it printed for you. So yeah, you can find these online, or like I said, your client will provide you with these, and most of the time they'll already be working with a printer, so these will be available for you to use. But yeah, now you're just going to see me filling this all out. So now I'm currently designing the background of the packaging, and I wanted something that was flowy, a bit subtle, but it gives a little bit more kind of depth than just a solid background. So I'm messing around here with the gradient tool and just using some whites and some beiges to get the effect that I'm looking for. Now this step is completely optional, but I like to do a test print just to see how the design looks once I've printed it out, and making sure that, you know, everything is printed or designed the right way around. This is a good way to kind of test your design out and see if any tweaks need to be made. So the next step is probably my favorite part, and that is designing the mock-ups, just because this is where I see everything coming to life and the designs all coming together at the end. So I love this part. I also find these mock-ups, if you're wondering, on Creative Market. I also am using a few makeup mock-ups later on in this video, which are from Creative Market as well. Creative Market is a really great place to find affordable mock-ups. Otherwise, there is a site called Unblast where you can find free mock-ups that are also amazing, so definitely check those two websites out. So this is where I put all of the mock-ups and the design into a presentation where I'll send my client. But for the sake of this video, I will display this to you as a little video montage.